Now we go to the screen. Okay. Hello. Welcome to the live stream. I know I'm like blue purple. My camera just went to crap. I don't understand why. We're rolling with it. My name is Your Universe. My co-host tonight, I have a substitute. Monoxide is here to save the day once again. Hello, Monoxide.
Wow, calling me a substitute.
The best substitute. I came to
Oh
you
my God,
first.
you really are purple.
I came to yes. I'm super. It's bad. The camera needs to be fixed. I don't know what happened. I tried to make it more my actual skin tone, and it just got bluer. So
You've
we're
been eating way too many blueberries
yeah,
lately.
it's the Oompa Loompa thing. Whatever, I don't know. It's gonna happen. Don't. I think a lot of
Oompa,
shows or a lot of things
Oompa,
did that.
Oompa dee doo.
So there's the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory eating too many blueberries or whatever it was, and then you had the. I feel like I'm wrong, but I must be right. And then in Magic School Bus, Arnold or someone eats too many Cheetos and he turns orange or something, which is not a thing. So, anyway, without further ado, I'm gonna load the game and we're gonna do a thing. We're gonna do a real fight against Linus because last time it was too easy.
I love loading games and doing things.
I'm gonna share the stream with Corey. And do that. All right, can you see it, Corey? Okay. Drop it down a little bit. You still with me, Corey? Okay. Yeah, this camera is just bare bones. It's bad. I don't know what happened. My settings were fine when I finished the last stream, and then they came up. I was all red, and I tried to fix it, and I got blue and purple. So, maybe I'll just stay purple, and I'll pretend it's intentional. I look better this way, don't I?
Really.
It's kind of messing with my green screen effect, but I'll figure it out. The main thing is, we want to try and get our butts handed to us by Linus and Regol, because last time almost every attack missed due to a bug interaction or something. Techronic sent me a new build. I tested it. It works. So that is one thing I didn't want to just try on the fly. I wanted to actually make sure it was ready. Corey, give me a sentence.
This is one of the most sentences you have ever heard.
Okay, I had to turn you up a little bit. Here we go. So we're just gonna hop right in to fight Linus. And we'll see how it goes. They kept missing because they're blind. I mean, it's possible. Actually, Toponi Bro saying I must be in, my camera must be an Eiffel 65 fan. I was so into that song when I was younger. Like, 15 years ago, I was an Eiffel 65 dance in my chair person. I was just discovering dance music around like 07, 08, 09, and I just kept going into it from there and just...
I had never heard that song until my wife talked about it like a year and a half ago.
Really?
Yeah, she was like, I was obsessed with this song when I was younger, and I was like, I just never heard it before.
Mhm.
And she was really surprised.
Alright, here we go. Let's see how I do. Alright, Kongo's going first. I did get his Dragoon Spirit, but I forgot to give him any MP, but I guess it doesn't really matter. He doesn't really need it for this fight, or most any fight. I mean, the Rickroll song is very good. When you take the meta out of it, it's just a really catchy song. I don't know how else to put it. Alright. So I don't know if I told you this, Corey, but you can get more than one copy of the non-repeatable buffs and debuffs. So I have 2 speed ups now. They're like, use sparingly. It's not just one, but use sparingly.
Where do you get them from?
I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember. It's too hard to remember.
Chat, where did Drew get these items?
Yeah. I think I got 2 smoke balls as well. That was kind of weird. Okay, so first
Chris.
I'm gonna... Hi, Chris. I'm gonna go for Regol.
You got some from the second Frugal fight, says Sky.
Yeah, I got Power Up and Power Down from Frugal. Okay, here's the tidal wave. That did nothing before. So let's see what it does now. Yeah, I think it was a regular, like a minor mob dropped one of those. Yeah, second Frugal was Power Up and Power Down. This is probably gonna hurt Dart.
Normal chest and valley.
What's the damage?
Miss.
Whoa, that's a lot of damage.
No, more damage to Kongal.
God, what? Rose is almost out. I don't have...
Kongal's at half, Dart and Rose are both almost dead.
Yeah, that's great. That's a bad start. Let's see how much Dart does. I think I've got the Heat Blade equipped, so it's not going to do anything to Regol, but... Madness Hero 572. Oh no, not a physical attack on Kongal.
I was gonna say your comment reminds me of that's a lot of nuts, but I'm not sure if anyone would actually get that reference.
Oh yeah, that'll be $4, baby. You want fries with that? Did you think I would know that movie or no?
No.
It was a formative film for me when I was like 16.
We are both talking about Kung Pao, right?
Yeah. He
Oh,
just
man.
left with nuts.
Chosen one.
Wee wee wee. Why are we talking about this film? It was a horrible film.
Oh my god, it was so good.
It
It
is
was
good.
so bad, but it was so good.
Yeah, it was bad good. Killing is the dog. From this point, I shall stand for the opposite of wrong. Gnadab.
Oh, Chris knows it too.
Well, Rose is dead. Why is she taking so much damage? Is it... Okay, this feels more like a hard difficulty, like it should be. The other bosses were like a cakewalk, and now it's getting hard again. Angel's Prayer. Is she even gonna survive? Yeah, Rose is equipped. Oh no. I'm so dead. This has gotta be... Oh, really? That wasn't hardly anything. I expected more damage from that. Okay. I really want Rose to attack and not be like the healing member. You know, that's gotta make me think, like, Astral Drain has gotta be completely non-competitive as an option in JP or the JP demo. Because magic damage is reduced, and it's already such a splinter amount of HP that you get in NA.
That's actually a pretty good point.
But in a Severed Chains playthrough, you can do solo Rose and get 100% HP siphon on Rose, so she just permanently stays alive.
And that card that just cycled through saying I've been a member of the community for a few years. It really has been a few years, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has been a number of years. And all of it... Well, 2 years of it you spent alone, technically. And then after that it's like, here I am, I actually followed through, which it's natural for a lot of fans to not happen to follow through. You know, they find a fire to do something, but then like life pulls them back into their regular habits or whatever, or their regular things. But you actually came back and were like, so here it is. And Rose is now successfully a blob animating across the screen, and we were like, what?
Yeah, that very, very first GIF, the Rose head floating off into the forest.
And now here we are, doing so
Truly.
many things.
Truly a turning point for the franchise. Yeah, Chris, like, 2023 is almost done.
Yeah.
And, I started this in December 2020, wasn't it?
Yeah. I'll never forget.
So that's gonna be 3 years.
Yeah. It's actually... We're at the 1 year anniversary of SC being playable, actually.
God damn.
We started the playthrough in like late August or early September, so it's been a year of full public, transparent group development and mod expansions, and it keeps getting better and better. I almost said gooder and gooder. I don't know where that came from. It does keep getting gooder and gooder, but
I'll allow it.
I'm gonna stammer here. All right, so we have so close to a special, but not quite. So I'm like, do I use a magic shield on Rose? Like, is that the right call here, maybe?
Yeah, probably. Let her get her turn in.
Because I feel like I need the defense boost if Regol's going to be doing that much damage. Like, I like this Regol, he's not a pushover, but it's a lot of damage.
Yep.
Okay, she'll survive this. Magic shield was correct. 0. Bring me back.
Oh man, yeah, Chris, like it's so funny, like going back and looking at the first stream. Like I think at that point we still had did we still have the animation issues? We did, didn't we?
Yeah, we had a lot of issues. I don't know when exactly they all got fixed, but we had some...
Yeah, no. We had the animation issues up until you got to the last Kraken. That was when I had fixed them, but there was still very intermittent issues because the last Kraken fight was ridiculous.
Yeah, we didn't know about the buff and debuff errors either. I was so fucked.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
God.
fact that any negative debuff would last forever, and also the fact that the that the buffs were inverted.
Yeah, power up was power down. And I was like, why am I doing worse?
That was probably the best stream.
For someone, not me.
Everyone except for you.
Yeah, well, that wasn't even the worst part, Pony Bro. Miranda being at 0 HP and still getting a turn was weird, but just, it shouldn't have happened in the first place, because I was trying to heal her, and she died from, like, a healing, like, she's allergic to health. She's allergic to
Oh, no,
good
no,
health.
the healing missed.
Did it miss?
Yeah, it missed. And, I remember, fixing that issue. You used a healing rain or a healing breeze or something, and it healed everyone except for Miranda, and then she got attacked and went down to 0 hit points but didn't die. Gris.
I just got food. Anybody want an egg roll?
Yeah, I would love an egg roll.
I'll just fax it to you with my modern technology.
Thanks.
It'll be a little flat. It'll be a little flat, but you'll get something out of it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, that whole stream was nuts. So let me. I'm sorry that I didn't do any actions. Let me. I keep second guessing myself, but I think I'm gonna do the dart special because I need to depower these water attacks. I think like the tidal wave was devastating, and who knows about. We haven't seen Linus's other attack yet, where we're underwater, right? Hiya, Chris. Yeah, I've got camera issues. I'm turning my favorite color. Okay, so I want to finish off her goal first. So let's just finish off her goal. We'll do some D-attack stuff. I think I have the Heat Blade actually. Wait a minute. Yeah, I should have the Heat Blade equipped, so I should be doing bonus damage even to Regol. So even though he's not water element, thanks to the weird game mechanics, I will still do bonus damage to Regol. Because for whatever reason, using an elemental weapon with special doesn't make your attack elemental, but you do bonus damage. 1042. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, there we go.
For everyone.
So this is like half of what it would normally be, plus the Dragoon forms. $99 and $94.
Phony Bro says, the Dark Dragoon spirit has chosen Drew.
Yep. It's almost down.
You can just say it's a themed stream.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Linus is a Dragoon, so I mean, that kind of implies some extra physical strength no matter what. But I imagine, like, Congo's gotta be pretty heavy.
I mean, in Mayfill, he just straight up busts through a wall. He's got some heft behind him, I'll just say that.
First Congo D attack. See how it does.
I wonder why Kongal only goes up to 4 instead of 5.
He just did 977. Remember, Kongal gets shafted because he doesn't have the final... So for those of you who don't know, we confirmed that Kongal's D attack, it basically is operating on the same kind of formula, except he doesn't get the last revolution. So he doesn't get the last, like, damage modifier, if you will. So he's doing less damage by the formula than everyone else.
I wonder if they did that specifically to drop his damage down.
Maybe? But in retail, his D attack drops off just like the rest of them in terms of, like, this is not impressive. And he doesn't get the option to buff it with an elemental weapon. Him and Maru don't get that a chance.
True.
So it's kind of awkward. Alright, we'll have try to have Dart finish him off. Alright, should be easy now. I'm more happy with this fight, like, compared to last stream, where it was a cakewalk. Regol actually felt like a threat that I had to take out. Linus, not so much of a threat, but I mean, maybe she'd be more of a...
damage.
She might be more of a threat if I took, if I didn't use Dragoon form. But I kind of felt like I had to use Dragoon form. Alright, let's try a final burst. What? What was that? She's just like... Do you see that?
Yeah.
I missed. I lose Dragoon form, and then she attacks him. Like, haha. God, what a Nelson move.
Kind of rude, to be honest with you.
It was pretty... I mean, the point of a boss is to be challenging, but that just hurt me. That hurts.
Just kind of rubbing salt in the wounds.
And I'll never know what the damage is going to be because it's too much effort to reinitiate special. I don't want to hack it in. I'm just going to let it go. Let it go. Ugh. Should probably learn some moves from Lloyd.
Too slow.
You know how insulting that would be? You fight Lloyd and he says those things, and then you come up against Linus and she says the same things. And it's like, God, Winglies are OP with their evasion stat.
Also just annoying about it.
Yeah. Yeah, Linus isn't doing much damage with that AoE. If anything, I'm worried about the underwater one when I'm not in Dragoon form. But let's get some bonus damage in here. Yeah. 687, not bad. It's not all the way leveled up yet, but at full rank, Madness Hero is a high damage addition, unlike the SP-based one we're used to.
Die. Hard blade.
One of my favorite additions, Hard Blade. You know, this probably wouldn't automatically create balance, but I kind of almost wish that when a boss uses a basic attack, which is like low damage and not threatening, they should get part of their turn back so that they take their next turn quicker. Because if they end up just doing their basic attack 3 times in a row, you don't have to do any strategy. It just could be a cakewalk. So, I don't know, maybe give them an extra half a turn back when they use their basic.
Give Zychronic any ideas.
I won't wait for Zychronic to do it myself.
Well, I mean, with recent developments, that's becoming more and more possible. Anyone in the chat who hasn't been watching the dev streams, we made some really, really big progress in the past couple of weeks on the script recompiler. We now have the ability to decompile the game scripts into code, edit them in a text editor, and then recompile them and have them run in game, no problem. That's a really, really big deal. I mean, A, because we can do things like we were just talking about, like, you know, modify enemy AI. But also it's a big deal because, well, probably about a year ago, we did a bit of experimentation with adding new items and stuff, and we were able to add a couple new healing items to the game that worked in the menus, but they didn't work in combat because the combat menus are completely driven by scripts, and there was no way to make them support the new registries for items. But we can do that now. We can actually modify the combat scripts, make it so mods can add new items, equipment, whatever. Brand new spells, brand new items, brand new equipment, brand new monsters, etc., etc. Oh, and new maps.
It's got that new monster smell.
Yeah. And what a smell it is. Also, fun fact, there's a part of this cutscene that runs at 12 frames per second.
Yep.
It's when the Dragoon spirit is being transferred. 12.
And we're gonna tween the crap out of it, right?
Yep.
Basically. Anyone who doesn't know, I was a massive fan of tweening when I learned about that technology in Flash animation.
When you were a tween?
No. Good wordplay, but no. This part's running at 15. Actually a little lower because of the... Yeah, okay, there we go. I'm actually getting a little slowdown.
This
There it is.
This part right here runs at 12 goddamn frames per second.
It's really struggling. Like, let's do 1x. It's... Even... I'm also slowing down just with a software renderer. At 2x speed, it's like, oh, it's a 12 frames per second scene, we'll give you 8 frames. Like, that scene is a resource hog or something, I don't know.
Yeah. Also, for anyone who hasn't seen it, in the dev builds, I have upped the world map to 60 frames per second, and it is smooth.
Alright, we got another Dragoon Spirit, which I think makes all of them. Alright, I want to bring up another topic, but before I do, if anyone's open to sharing what they are having or did have or about to have for dinner, I've got the sweet and sour chicken from a local Chinese place that we really like. So it's sweet and sour chicken with pork fried rice and the egg roll. How about you, Corey? Are you willing to share?
I had some Subway because that is the only restaurant in the nearby town, and I have been busy as hell today. And I live in a forest in the middle of nowhere.
But you got Subway.
Yep.
It should be called Forest Way.
Well, the town near me is not so much in the forest.
I hope there's a Subway, like, in a subway station somewhere. Well, that sounds good. Like, I'm a big fan of their meatball marinara meatball sandwich. It's like the only thing I eat there.
I usually get ham with honey mustard sauce and every vegetable.
While we're here,
Oh yeah, I spent most of today getting things ready for the hurricane that's gonna hit.
I'm gonna show you the sound, Corey, of Dart. Actually, I've been getting mixed reports from my guest hosts on whether they can or can't hear the audio. Can you hear the game audio through the Discord stream?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, so listen to this. It's just madness.
It's madness.
Madness. It's gotta be the latest. We could make a meme out of that. Just madness.
Yeah.
He's doing 10 times the damage of Rose. She's like, I got 280. He's like, I got 2,000. Legolas. Alright. What is chat saying? Chicken ramen with soy sauce and some fried hot dogs. Now I'm gonna snack on some cheese wrapped in pepperoni. Cheese wrapped in pepperoni.
Cheese wrapped in pepperoni, not the other way around.
As opposed to pepperoni wrapped in cheese. I'm up for it, but like,
how do you wrap cheese in pepperoni?
I guess you just like put cheese in the middle of the pepperoni and then fold the pepperoni over like it's a tortilla shell or something. Just a little playful nitpick there. I love that. I like my pizza wrapped in whipped cream.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna touch that.
Well, you know how I feel about that. Madness.
Yeah, chocolate on that topic. Yesterday, I actually realized that there is a pretty significant leak in the roof of my garage.
Eep.
So, with a hurricane coming in 2 days, so fortunately, I was able to get my buddy to come out here on like emergency ass short notice and patch it up.
Hard blade.
I was talking with Corey about the hurricane stuff before the stream, and I was like, I can hardly even conceive of this. Even though, like, I grew up as a little kid seeing, you know, the news, the TV news stations would occasionally show bad weather stuff, like cars with the water up to like halfway up the car, and somebody in a rowboat randomly, and all this stuff. But today it just hits different for me.
Yeah. And I've got a pig and a few chickens that I recently butchered in my deep freeze, so I've got like 200 or 300 pounds of meat on hand. So
Yeah.
I did get my generator running, so
Well,
if
sure.
the power goes out, which I fully anticipate that it will, I'll be able to run the deep freeze.
Sure, Chris. We'll just get the duct tape out. That'll fix it.
Yeah.
Die. Hard blade.
I should check my additions.
Hmm.
Madness is doing pretty well.
Yeah.
I might just run that the entire game, just Madness.
You're one away from leveling up Hardblade.
Yep. The only reason Albert's not finished is because I'm scared of how much damage he'll do when he's maxed out. He's just Rod Typhoon. He's like, yeah, I'll one-shot the boss. I got this.
What LoD creature do you think would be tastiest?
Monster.
Monster? You're gonna cook up a monster?
I'm not allowed to hesitate. Look, they self-destruct anyway. You might as well make use of the meat. That delicious world-ending Virage meat.
Yeah. I mean, the obvious choices are Piggy and the various birds.
And fish.
Yeah, fish. I don't know, magma fish is probably pretty tough.
Yeah, you need to cool it off first, like dip it in ice. If you can you dip something in ice? That's a good question. Put it in water, then freeze it, but then the water would probably steam first and melt. And the water doesn't melt; it would evaporate. I know science. That is a very good question. What about a forest runner? Oh, the other NPC is gone. Where am I supposed to go?
What general area are you in, Chris, if you don't mind me asking?
Let's...
Yeah, Pony Pro. That's the new viral YouTube sensation.
That's
1,000-degree lava fish versus X.
Lol. Also, a little detail. You know, we know that Dart walks behind objects, but this is a nice little detail where you can see his feet behind this fence here. I like that stuff. We're going to... Does that sign say anything? Yeah, that's the directions. We're back!
Okay, Boston's one of the few places I've actually been in the States.
Man of the Sea, not bad. What it really should say is 100 gold, not bad. I like the sound of money, sure. Alright, we gotta get out of here. Finish disc 2.
You gonna wave? Come on.
Ah. Okay, to be fair, I did it while I was testing. So just pretend you saw it. You're okay. I didn't see like a mermaid the entire time I was in there, did I? Maybe I did. Yeah, I must have. On the last stream I saw a mermaid. 1392. That's without bonus damage. That's a maddening amount of damage. A madnessing amount. So now I was afraid of Albert, but like Dart, I don't want to remove Dart from the party because he's intended to be there the whole time. It's supposed to be a realistic playthrough. You are now afflicted with big sad. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I'll do it. Actually, it's not even that animated. It's just just the hand up. That's all. Hey, Vincent. You're fortunately landlocked from most hurricanes. Did have one do a pretty good number on the city metro area and make things interesting for a few weeks. Yeah. Natural disasters are no joke.
Yeah, we had a serious hurricane last year. We got a Category 2, and, well, I had no power for a week. And, yeah, that was last September. When we woke up, we had no power, and there's only one cell tower around here, and unfortunately, they do not stock the generator with much gas. So within maybe 2 or 3 hours of the power going out, we have no cell reception either. So we woke up the morning after, no cell reception, no power. So we're like, well, we should probably drive into town, let everyone know we're still alive, let our parents know and stuff. So we drive a little ways down the road, and there's a, like, 2-foot round tree blocking the road. Drive up the other way, see if we can go around, and there's trees down the other way around too, so we had no power, no cell reception, and we were completely blocked in.
Not sure if this is the right area. I was trying to, excuse me, I was trying to find the right place to heal poison. Because I got poisoned. Which is also a natural disaster, just on a much smaller scale. The Brio Princess Emile is back. Alright, let's finish chapter 2. I'm also not talking very much because I am super hungry.
Get that food into you one way or another.
Mm-hmm.
The weather's just been getting progressively more and more insane, like over the past, I guess, 5, 10 years. I mean, my dad like obsessively chronicles the weather. He's literally got 20 years worth of calendars with the weather written on it, uh, 2 to 3 times a day.
That's pretty cool, actually.
Uh, he actually got me to write him a program for digitizing this a year or two ago.
Wow.
And yeah, so we've got very, very detailed logs for the town, well, I guess the community where I grew up in. They live a little ways outside of town. And it's like comparing 20 years ago to today is a very, very stark contrast. Like where I grew up, which is only maybe 15, 20 minutes from here, we would routinely get winters with like -30 temperatures Celsius, obviously. And that just doesn't happen anymore. Like, we barely even get snow anymore at this point. Hey, Dart.
I actually, in Missouri, I've only been here 8 years, but it feels like the winter just gets less and less wintry.
Yeah. Exactly.
My partner was so
Like,
sad
I
there was
mean,
like no snow, and they love snow, and like no snow would drop, and there's like, what the hell? I've been robbed of winter.
yeah. Yeah, we used to pretty routinely get like down to -30 temperatures, which is -22 Fahrenheit, and we barely get, below -10 now. I bought a pair of nice heated gloves last year before the winter
Oh yeah.
and didn't even use them. I only shoveled like 3 times.
Yep. I wanted heated gloves for a long time, thinking, oh, it's gonna be that way a lot. I'm better be prepared. And then, nope. All right, we got Albert.
Yeah, Chris, we actually the program that I wrote basically like puts it into a SQL database. And I made just like a basic front end for running queries against it. So you can see like whether over time compared to other years, trends and stuff like that. And I mean, it's pretty interesting to see, and also like kind of sad seeing like how much the weather has changed in such a short period of time. Oh yeah, the 2015-2016 winter, that was absolutely insane here too.
Yeah.
I was still living in the city at that point, and I remember going for a walk at one point in the spring and seeing a guy with a pickaxe like chiseling out his driveway, and like where he had already like chiseled out was a good like foot lower than the ice. And our city got a lot of shit that year for not clearing sidewalks and stuff. They were just solid ice.
We did it. Sprite Congo.
Kongle is always a sprite. Is Kongle even real?
I went to get his Dragoon Spirit like I said I would off screen. And I was thinking to myself, like, he's the only Dragoon who doesn't get a moment with his spirit. It's just acquired. It doesn't, there's no, like, I mean, technically it glows for him before the merchant snags it back and then you have to buy it after. But when you actually get it, like, there's no special moment, nothing.
Yeah.
It's just acquired and then you walk away and it's like, cool. I wish there was a little more to that scene. Justice for Congo. Now I'm gonna get lost here.
Chat, I will be back in 1 moment.
Nothing to do here. My earphones keep coming out because when I chew, it's like moving my ear somehow, and they keep falling out. I guess I'll go here because I think I need to talk about getting my boat license. Egg roll time. This is the part of the game where we're celebrities. No more boat licenses, but we still have to pay for going at an inn. No healing breeze here, so I better just take the fogs.
Alright, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Would you like to buy some weapons?
I would love to buy some weapons.
A little extra evasion for everybody. Who's a guy. Stupid gender roles. Okay, this is interesting. Attack badge. Gives plus 10 instead of plus 20 plus 20. So it's better, but it's awfully expensive for what it is. Like, that's not a lot of value. Yeah, I don't think I'm buying any attack badges. I usually use them pretty well, but not this time. Not in the demo. Move to the right. To the... Better hit the hotel and refresh my HP. Do combat boots actually improve evasion? They should. Yeah, knee piece is plus 5%. Combat boots is plus 5 on both physical and magical, instead of just physical. So they're barely better. Like, absolutely barely better. Yep, pause menu never gets old. To the right is blocked. To the mayor's house. Let's advance that story. We're not even an hour into the stream, Corey.
You're right.
Feels like longer, but I guess good. Making good time.
Oh, yeah, Chris. A lot of the time I play Factorio in bed on my laptop until I fall asleep, and there's been many times where I've just been kind of like dozing off playing, and then I wake up like 3 hours later with my base like completely destroyed due to the biters and stuff. You'd think I'd learn, but here we are.
Yeah, very speedy. The number of times I've like was playing EVE Online many years ago, like 10 years ago. And normally this wouldn't happen, but once in a while I would like fall asleep while my ship is still out in space, and I might be dead, I might
Yeah.
not, depends. Was I carrying precious cargo that a pirate player came by to steal my stuff? Did I fall asleep in my starbase, which has a round shield, so I'd be safe? It just depended on the day. But these days, I fall asleep to like ambient music, ambient rain on an alien planet, ambient rain in Jurassic Park. Just ambient rain in a lot of different contexts. Ambient rain on a pirate ship with like wood creaking and stuff. It sounds amazing. I love it. And you don't get seasick.
I usually listen to YouTube videos till I fall asleep.
I think there's a switch. Switch. There it is.
Hey, Ninja.
Whee!
A lot of slides in this game.
Oh, you can relock it. Okay. Things I learned. It's Ninshi. You made it. Okay.
Interesting choice.
So if you don't mind, Corey, I think I'm gonna try Kamui right away.
If I mind? I don't know, I might mind.
You have a 30-minute ambient playlist you put on at a low volume. You want it to be dark and quiet. Yeah, I usually like it pretty dark and quiet. If like ambience is the one exception. I could fall asleep watching a show I like, but I kind of prefer the ambience these days. And it has to be dark. My partner and I have had that incompatibility forever where they need a light on usually. and I end up falling asleep, but it's just not good for me. It's hard to explain. Which way are we gonna go? No, I want to go that way. .108 damage. Forest Runner is thunder. And Flying Rout's water.
Die. Hard blade.
Oh, 1868 on Rose. That's better.
There you go.
That's the damage I'm looking for. Oh, you gotta toss and turn? Sorry to hear.
Yeah, I feel you, Pony Bro. I spent a very, very long time with very, very bad insomnia. And,
Die.
I eventually found out that I just need to, like, do something until I literally am falling asleep. And then I can sleep.
Yeah. Take yourself to exhaustion.
Like, I just use my laptop doing whatever, either working on Severed Chains or playing Factorio or whatever, until I'm literally, like, falling asleep at the wheel. And then sleep.
Mm-hmm. And they really like Rose.
Yes.
Madness. Madness.
Die. More and more.
Usually watch YouTuber play Pokemon ROMs. God, I used to Pokemon. Oh, I was a huge fan of Red, Blue, Yellow, Gold, Silver, Crystal. So much. So many hours into that
Yes,
series.
Silver was my jam.
Ooh, got Meteor Strike. I do kind of want to check his damage. Do I need the extra Sun Rhapsody? I just want to know. Actually, let's heal Rose before I go into a fight.
Yeah, I've tried the military technique, but it was up to the point for a while where I would, like, take sleeping medications, still be up for, like, days on end.
Even the Moss Dresser is fire fucking element. Why? Why?
I don't think they really had any idea what they were doing in this.
Yeah, you know, I don't care. Let's just see what Meteor Strike does. I want to see the attack. I love it. Raise your show of hands. Who's a fan of Meteor Strike, like from a visual point of view or an audio point of view? Here we go. Normal speed.
Let's see it.
Meteor strike.
I had it buffer for a minute there.
Not bad.
Sure where you dropping any frames?
The live stream doesn't seem like it. It says I've dropped 0 frames.
It might be a YouTube issue then.
I am getting like a red. I have a red box instead of a green box, but it says I'm transmitting.
I mean, no, for the most part, for me, it's been working great. There was just, like, maybe 2 or 3 minutes ago, it buffered for a minute, and that's the only thing I've seen. It might just be a YouTube issue.
Did it lose content or did it just pick up where it left off?
No idea. It was on my TV that happened, and it doesn't give great feedback on what's going on.
So it's about in exactly 1 hour into the stream. That's easy for me to check when it's over. Yeah, I don't understand. I thought I was doing great because last Friday I finally figured out how to drop 0 frames. And tonight I've dropped 0 frames, but I'm still getting like a red bar instead of a green bar. I don't know. It's weird.
I mean, it seems like it's been okay. Like, as far as I've seen, it's only been that one buffer.
In the first place, like many weeks ago, I dropped like 50,000 to 100,000 frames and everyone said the stream was fine. And then it happened and it looked like it was the same thing and then it wasn't fine. Like the stream wouldn't connect. And now it says it is fine and I'm like, I'm really hoping it stays okay because I have gone through so much trouble with this. Like I never have gone through this much trouble with streaming.
Yeah.
And I'm someone who looks into the settings and what they all do, so like. Also, fun fact: this is one of the few scenes where you can have a cutscene waiting for you, but you can still get into a battle. Maybe we should advance. It should say, "Should we break through?" Just like in Flets. I kind of want to have Dart just go around being like really bold all the time, just the same lines he says in the marshland. So no matter what fight he's in, he's like, "Make my day." That'll give him some extra personality. I definitely know if the stream was bad. Yeah. I mean, I've got it playing in the background. Oh, it says, YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. YouTube is not receiving enough video. I'm not sending enough video?
Doesn't really make much sense.
Modem looks normal. It's so hard to isolate this stupid issue. I would love to just be on Google Fiber. Just never have any speed concerns or anything. Alright, here we go. Kamui.
Die. More and more.
But then all of your data would go through Google.
Oh, how terrible.
Yes. Go.
As opposed to Charter and Comcast, who are just the saints of the world with ISPs. I like the idea of Google Fiber because they have your downstream and your upstream are like equal. So with like Comcast or Charter, which is what I'm on, they're like, oh yeah, you get great speeds, but that's like your down speed. That's for most people, right? And that's fine. You download songs fast, videos fast, whatever. Stream in 4K. And it's like 100 megabits down or more. Unless you're out in a rural area and you still get crap offerings. But the upstream is usually really bad. Like, even though we're paying a lot of money, we're only getting like 10 megabits up. So that's why I kind of had to lower my bitrate, even though I shouldn't have had to. Whereas with Google Fiber, you could have like 100 down and 100 up, which is like 10 times as much upstream. So you could stream in 4K, no problem.
I only get 100 down and 100 up through Google Fiber.
I don't know the exact numbers. I'm saying, for instance, like the upstream would be the same as the downstream. That's what was on their website. Meanwhile, Charter on their website, you have to really dig to even find upstream numbers for each plan. They only show you the downstream numbers for the most part.
Die. More and more.
I used to work for Charter.
And then you left.
Yeah, I did.
So are they an ISP in Canada?
No,
No?
I worked for them in the States.
You were here?
No, here, but like I did tech support for them
Oh,
remotely.
okay. I bet that was a barrel of fun.
Oh yeah, for sure. I also worked the back shift, so it was even more fun.
Dart with a miss. I know I didn't change my party, but I kept Rose on purpose because she's resistant to the dark attacks. Most of the attacks are dark, like Night Raid. And I wanted to see how Congo would handle it.
Die.
Chris says we got Fios here, not too bad. Good to hear.
I mean, I live in the middle of goddamn nowhere, and like in a forest on the mountain, and I've got 300 megabits down and 30 up on cable. When I lived in the city, I had a gigabit up and down.
Wow. Up?
Yeah,
How do you have a gigabit up?
it was just
It's like
symmetric.
a mythical
Fiber.
number. Making up numbers.
I mean, I could have had 1.5 gig up and down.
God. 1 gig, how much did that cost?
Gig up and down fiber, I think it was around 110 a month or so
God.
Canadian.
I think that's worth it, especially in Canadian dollars.
It's probably around 70 or 80 bucks a month US.
That's bullshit. We're paying like 70 now for 100 down and 10 up. And we're in St. Louis, which is one of the biggest city centers.
Canadian prices for telecom is atrocious. Like we have horrible prices
Die.
for cell phones and internet and everything.
But you mean low, right?
No, super high compared to like Europe or anywhere else.
Oh wait, so you're saying you think it's bad? Well, I'm looking at that number like, oh, I would love to pay that much for that much internet. And you're like, no, it's
Yeah.
bad. And I'm like, then imagine how we feel in the USA.
Yeah.
Damn. God, that makes me feel awful. If Europe has it even better than that, I know where I gotta move. Maybe I'll go to Germany and rediscover my ancestry there, or Italy, same
Yeah.
difference. I'm half German and half Sicilian.
More and more.
Sicily is where the mafia
just-
comes from.
I'm just French as hell.
That was basically what Linus did to me. I'm not getting much threat here from Conway.
Madness! Hero!
Well, I opened my mouth. God, I mean, a lot of his attacks are AoEs, so if he does that thing with the magic, or if he does Night Raid, everyone's cured of that status. But I mean, I guess if you're already low, then triple stun would be deadly.
Yeah, I mean, Canada has less population, but, you know, at the same time,
Sorry.
you build the infrastructure for the population, right? You know, our cities are still fairly large, not as big as the, like, major US cities, but if there are traffic issues, it means that the telecom companies just haven't bothered to build the infrastructure for
Yeah.
the number of people.
Yes! Go!
I'm sorry I laughed in the middle of your thing. Congo recovered HP while stunned.
Nice.
He's so strong. Did he even do a night raid? Like,
Die. More and more.
yeah, no night raid, nothing. I'm a genetic mutt because I have ancestry from a lot of places. Yeah, that's just gonna be more and more the case as we go along. Alright, we still got the Darkness Stone. I really want
Yeah,
more,
Chris,
though.
there's basically like 2-3 internet providers in Canada. Where I live, actually, I'm pretty fortunate. I live on the east coast of Nova Scotia, and you know, we are very like unpopulated compared to a lot of other places in Canada. Most of the population is, you know, Quebec, Ontario, or like farther west. Like mine hit 1 million people like last year, but we were actually one of the very first places to get cable internet. We had it as far back as like the very early 2000s. And actually a local forestry company like bought out a bunch of cable and started running it in my like small town of 10,000 people. And yeah, we were like one of the first places in Canada to actually get cable internet.
Not bad. I mean, for being first.
Actually, the guy that owns it actually lives like 10 minutes down the road from me now.
Well, we got good news. At the very least, the Dark Elf is actually Dark Element.
Yes.
We were just talking about elves in the Discord server. Zamboni was talking about the derivation of elves from Tolkien and the Shannara Chronicles, which I don't know anyone who has seen the Shannara Chronicles. He was talking about the books, but I had seen the show, which was based on the books. And I was like, wait, someone else knows this exists? And how Dragon Age elves and how it's like, we're gonna do our elves different and all this. There's a whole interesting discussion to read. One of my more interesting ancestors was Ottoman, but we don't know from which part specifically. Okay.
Hmm.
Alright, I think we have the party split. Oh, I didn't check the gear! Well, the gear shouldn't matter too much. Most of what they're wearing isn't for anyone else anyway, so it's fine. And in real life, if you're in a party, a combat party, and you split up, you're not gonna ask the one who's walking away, hey, before you leave, can I have your torso armor?
Can you just kind of strip here real quick?
and wear this instead.
Yeah.
Because we can't have the slots empty in LoD, so you have to wear something else.
Promise
God.
I'll look away.
Here, give me that salad and I'll give you this salad. I like that salad better. It has my initials on it.
Yeah.
Dart would write his initials on his armor, I think. He would. Alright, look at this sweet, sweet
No,
party.
Shanna would write Dart's initials on his armor.
You are Dart. I know something you don't know. And he'll be reminded of it eternally as he walks around. I'm seeing a little buffering on the stream. Oh, it seems okay now. I wonder what's going on with that. Like, I've been red the whole last 20 minutes at least. Settings. Maybe if I bolster... Make it 4,500? Not 65. 55. 4,500. Let's see if that helps. Come on. Up. Up. Go higher. There we go. It's trying to send more data, but it's having some trouble. Now it's fluctuating a lot. Okay, well I'm going to proceed with caution. And hopefully it levels out. If not, I will try some other things. But it seems to be handling it a little more gracefully than before, at least.
Well, that's something.
Yeah, there's a setting in OBS that says, like, where there would be frame drops, instead of dropping frames, just, like, send less frame. It's hard to explain. It's in the settings somewhere. And it helps keep the thing from overloading like it did before. Alright, we're going to Leningrad. Get some more story stuff. We're gonna have some FMVs.
All of the FMV.
And Corey, would you inform the audience what FMV stands for, just in case they don't know?
Fairly mediocre
Visuals.
Yeah, visuals. There you go.
I was hoping you would just say the straight answer of full motion video so I could correct you and say, actually, it's full motion virages. You're welcome. But I kind of like that. In terms of today's context, fairly mediocre visuals is accurate. I have to give it to you there. But at its time, fantastic, magnanimous video, or what's a better way to put that? I don't know, because it was state of the art at the time.
Yeah, the ghost ship specifically was my favorite part of this game in like back when I was a kid. Like the FMV for the ghost ship just blew my mind.
The Dragon campaign, or the ghost ship itself?
Like when it shows the ghost ship arriving.
Okay. Because most people mean the Dragon campaign one, but I actually am glad you like the ghost ship itself. You see that skull hanging with the crown on it, and it's just really well designed dark video. And then you actually get to hear people screaming, which you don't get to hear very often in this game, outside of Helena Prison anyway.
Yeah,
you hear all the sailors going "Rah!" and you got the steam engine trying to turn around, and whoosh.
Yep.
God, that was so cool to watch. I never get tired of that.
Yeah, that was definitely by far my favorite.
Whew. All right, we got some weapon upgrades for party members who are present, conveniently enough.
Mm-hmm. Pony Bro says, no, Shanna would put on "Hello, my name is" stickers on Dart's armor.
I love that. Hello, my name is Dirt.
Dort.
Soul handbag. Soul handbag for Haschel. I guess he already has a better equipment.
He already has a better handbag?
He already has a better handbag? Must be a really high-end designer model.
Must be.
20,000 gold for a handbag.
Yeah.
And it's carrying Chanel number 5. Alright, I think Shauna must already have a jeweled crown. Stardust boots. Sure. And the worst item in the game, Armor of Legend. Why does this armor suck? Well, it's selectively useful if you use it as soon as you can possibly get it. There's still a few physical-ish fights that you can use it on. But generally, almost any single fight, you do not want the Armor of Legend, just for the basis that, yes, it reduces physical incoming attacks, and it has physical damage, and it gives you 50% phys evasion. at the expense of wait a minute.
I'm looking at this right now, Drew.
Wait a
and
minute.
It's saying,
Wait a
it's
minute.
maxing out your MDF there.
Wait a minute. Hold the beans. Move the rice. I'm changing my gold amount because I need to see what this actually does. What a... Okay, in retail, Armor of Legend does not give you MDF. So literally, a leather armor that you start with gives you more MDF than the Armor of Legend, and just like every boss has at least one magic attack, and the rate that you receive magic attacks compared to physical attacks increases as you go disc to disc. So you're in disc 3 by the time you get this. You're already getting a lot of magical attacks coming in. The Armor of Legend is not going to help you. Like, Grand Jewel will do more damage to you if you're wearing Armor of Legend, strictly. It only does magic damage. But for some reason, in the JP demo, it has magic defense. So now I've got to do like some practice fights with the Armor of Legend and the Legend Cask in the demo and see what it actually does. Because that actually, this makes it a good item. It's broken. It's absolutely broken to have this much DF and MDF in one item instead of having to pay for two of them. Technically,
you gotta buy one and just try it out.
Like it's good in the sense that like you're only paying 10,000 gold for so many buffs instead of 20,000. But I don't know if it has everything baked into one item. It's the Legend Cask is still separate for a reason. So how do I change
what you see on the stats here? That's the stats.
Yeah, but I wanna check the evasion numbers. They don't show that here. All right, where's my gold? Let's make that like.
At that point, I'm not sure evasion even matters.
Yeah, well, yeah, it doesn't. The gear in retail is redundant anyway. It's like there's 3 separate buffs. You've got the stat buff, which just makes you way overpowered anyway. Then it takes that number and halves that when you would receive damage, and then half of the attacks you don't even receive them. So it's like you're wearing warrior and rogue armor all in one. All right, we're buying this. Now first I'm going to check Hashel. So Iron Knuckle, Beast Fang, Disciple Vest. The Soul Headband simply gives less magic attack than the Armet. Okay. That's weird. I could swear the Soul Headband was a stat upgrade when you got it. Because he starts with an Armet. I guess they experimented with equipment that has special effects but less defense, so it's more of a trade-off instead of a linear upgrade, which would make strategic choices in the game.
Well, you know that 99% of people are just gonna go for whatever makes number bigger.
Yeah. I'm not reading any evasion from it. No evasion, it just gives like an extra 100 off my current armor. That's a lot of... Jesus, that's so broken.
Yeah, I mean, like at that point, evasion doesn't even matter.
Yeah, exactly. It's like redundant. Technically, like yes, you want as many buffs as possible, but technically, by having 50% evasion, your other bonuses don't even kick in half the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the stat bonus might as well not even be there. It's like focus your build on either defense or evasion, not both. Like you can have a 75% evasion build in retail. Like that is a thing you can do. And it's a little RNG based, but you can do it. Or just go full on for stats so that no matter when you get hit, you're going to get hit, but at least you're always reducing the damage instead of just a chance to miss. Or a chance to take full. Anyway, so Dart is done with Madness Hero. We'll do Burning Rush, Summon 4 Gods, and we'll keep on with Inferno. Oh, move Shauna out for now. Armor of Yore is just like one of the end tier armors, that's all. Legend Cask is magic based. It's magic defense and like 50 magic attack. A lot more magic defense though. Legend Cask, it's 50 MAT, which matches with other technically top tier headgears. The Dragon Helm and the Magical Hat, I believe, also give 50. Jeweled Crown, maybe 42. So you can get close without those.
Jumplet says, does Legend Cast then also give DF?
Oh,
that's a good question.
I probably misread the question because I was thinking in retail again. So next chance we go to Lohan, we'll check and see what it looks like in the demo. That's a good point. I just keep shifting gears between retail and demo now that it's just all getting jumbled in my head, and I'm kind of scared that the next time someone asks an LoD question, I'm going to answer based on the JP demo. It's like, actually, Armor of Legend is a great gear because you get like 120 DF and MDF, which would be completely wrong outside of the demo.
Amazing.
Anyway, let's just stop thinking and just enjoy an FMV, eh? Wait, no thank you. God damn it. Dart, come on, Dart, get interested. He tries to cover. I was concerned about Lloyd. Let's watch the Divine Tree.
The Divine Tree is the tree of life. All life comes from this divine tree. In the beginning, nothingness filled the world. Then the Creator Soa descended from the sky. And his followers created the world. In the end, Soa sowed a seed on the earth. The seed soon grew to be a great tree. The great tree bore 108 fruits, and various life forms arose from the ripened fruits. Thus, 108 forms of life were created to fill the world with life. The Divine Tree completed its role, but the story says it is still protected by the signet of Soa.
Cool FMV. There was a part there toward the end where the fruits were coming out, and then you could kind of see the giant fruit for the Virage. It looked like it was like modeled. It wasn't just a generic sphere. It looked like it had definition on the surface of it. I wish we could have seen that up close. But we do at least get what it looks like in present day when it comes crashing down. Chris says, I like having to make strategic choices, not just number bigger equals better. I also like drawbacks on gear. I feel like that's just a thing we figured out about game dev a number of years ago. At least, like not every game dev does it, but I think it was noticed years ago where like trade-offs are the most fun to play with. You see that in games like even the new Armored Core. The new Armored Core. Yes, you can have a heavy build, but you're not going to be able to dodge as easily, and dodging is a viable and almost necessary strategy a lot of the time. So it's not just about like, oh, I have more HP, so I'm going to win. Like, not if you get hit more often than your opponent does. So I like the trade-offs. When I played Path of Exile, there were some abilities I really liked in the skill tree or just built into the equipment. But those abilities or equipment also came with drawbacks like mana or health reservation, so it would like lock off 30 or 50% of your health or your mana, so you have less maximum health or mana to work with in battles for some other like big perk. So I always loved working with that stuff. That was some of my favorite ways to play games. Give me, like, if there's a little bit of linear upgrades, fine, but especially in an end game context, give me choices. Don't just give me, okay, this is the best, you wear this. Or just give me a game that doesn't have progression for once. Just progression is important, but it's like kind of overdone, where you got like, you can go to level 150 or higher in some games, and it's like, what is the actual point of these levels? You get 10 HP every level, or you get these stats, and the enemies scale with you, but it's like, is it really a level up when it's so little increase? So, you know, granularity also kind of plays into it. Time for Albert to be a nerd.
The usual.
Need more nerds in this game. More people interested in greening the planet and lore historians. You might call them historians. Ah ha 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 ha.
You might.
Drum emoji. Y'all, I put Corey through some tough times where I've made some like really sick wordplay on the Discord server, and then like I know what I do, so I just give myself an emoji reaction to my own message with a drum, and Corey's like, why did you do that? It was important. It lets y'all know that I have a sense of humor and I crack myself up, and that I'm very clever and witty when the moment strikes.
Only when the moment strikes.
Well, lightning is my favorite element, so. I never caught on to the whole fire mage craze that happened many years ago. I only liked lightning. Like, fire was okay, but I prefer lightning. How about you? What's your favorite element in games in general? Like if you're doing elemental attacks or spells.
My favorite element?
Yeah. Everybody, favorite element in chat.
You know, to be honest with you, I don't play a lot of RPGs.
That's not an answer.
I'm thinking.
We're putting on a show for the audience. Make something up. Just kidding.
No, I'm just thinking of the RPGs that I played somewhat recently. Like, most of the time, I mean, I don't know.
Okay.
I use whatever's good at the time.
Fair enough.
You know, I don't really have a favorite element, I guess. I will say that in the very, very early 2000s, my forum username was Dart Dragoon.
There were 7 Dragoon warriors in the Legend of the Dragon campaign. Dragoons, reputed to be the incarnation of dragons. With dragons at their side, the Dragoons fought boldly. However, in the age when the legend was reality, the Winglies dominated all, even the gods. The gods answered to dictator Melbu Frama's prayers and granted him ultimate power. But the power was abused. The earth of Saint Imperial Gloriano was scorched by the gods' fire and became ashen. The anger and sadness of the people was fuel for the Dragoons' cause. Then at last they freed the gods. Without the gods' power, the Winglies perished, and our age, the human age, began. Thereafter, the gods floated in the sky. For 11,000 years, they have been looking over the world as the moon that never sets.
You get a real crunchy voice.
I like the voice a lot. It's very heavy, like thereafter, like it's like a Batman kind of a thing. It's hard for me to emulate it. It's like if Batman wasn't trying to whisper while still speaking loudly. I often think back to the show Community and Abed's rendition of Batman as well.
Yeah.
All right, let's do another FMV.
There's no end.
Which is short for Full Metal Video. Was that good, Corey?
Yeah, that was good enough.
Okay. Yes, please.
Why did the gods create him? The Black Monster. He appears in various legends as a demon who rebels against and devours the gods. An evil plague that rejects peace in the world. The god that is the moon that never sets. The moon that never sets glows red every 108 years. It is a sign that a herald will be sent to Earth. The herald is known to us as the Moonchild. The legend says the Moonchild revives the gods on Earth and purifies the world. The Black Monster abhors, hates, and despises it, and kills the Moonchild. This sad karma is endless. This god stays forever in the sky, and the world is in never-ending chaos.
Yeah, one of the very, very few actually good voice actors. Well, I shouldn't say good voice actors, I should say good voiceovers, because
Yeah.
the voice actors may have just not had great direction.
Yeah, that's what I always say. Is they go in for a day, they read the lines. The whole culture around voice acting was bad.
Yeah.
Like, they're far removed from the project, and I'm not saying you have to be attached at the hip, you don't have to be hyper passionate to be eligible, but just it was a bad foundation.
Is Rose with the party right now? She isn't, is she?
No, she's doing the solo thing.
Okay, right. I was gonna say this will be awkward.
Yeah, Dart would probably react oddly of, Rose, why are you taking us to Neat, my hometown? What do you know about Neat? Nothing. I just I used to live here.
I just think it's neat.
I had a really dark memory of this place. I was the dark memory. It was me. I feel like chat is behind a little bit because they just answered in the middle of the FMV their favorite element, and I feel like that was many minutes ago.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that when the stream buffers, they're not losing the time, they're just picking up where they left off. So like the time delay is increased.
I've got the stream up on my TV, and that last FMV is just starting.
Okay. Okay, yeah. So it's not cutting the content, which is technically good. But then now we have a long time delay between us and chat, unfortunately. I'm gonna have to do more tests to see if I can fix that. So I apologize in advance for any very late responses to your questions. Because like right now I'm just seeing full moon video for reference when y'all hear me say that.
Yeah.
Why did the gods create me when I see someone I don't like? Wow, that hurts.
Nersh.
No, I need to end the stream soon anyway.
I've got YouTube up on my TV, and I've got the Discord stream up on my laptop, and yeah, it's like mid FMV right now.
I do wonder if maybe the Discord stream is part of my problem. Like, it's only 480p, but maybe?
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe I gotta find another way to do that. I'll set it to 15 frames. Oh, I did want to do a slight shameless plug kind of a thing. If anyone out there, I don't know if it'll do any good, like from a far distance, but if anyone out there is playing Monster Hunter now on mobile, I am playing Monster Hunter now. It's like Pokemon Go, but Monster Hunter. And if y'all if you like Monster Hunter and you want to add me, I would totally welcome that. So I am looking for people to add on Monster Hunter now. I am a decent sized fan of Monster Hunter, mostly from the first game, which most people do not have strong memories of that, but I do. It's actually a very important game for me in terms of like my like quote-unquote career path that I'm making for myself as an archivist and gaming industry knowledge person.
Gaming industry knowledge person.
I don't know what to call that. Like, I don't consider myself
put that on the resume.
I don't consider myself like an expert, so I didn't want to sound like boastful or whatever the crap. But I mean, like, just trying to be cognizant of what makes for a healthy gaming industry, right? And I think a lot about trajectories in life in general. And so Monster Hunter is a really interesting case for me because, you know, games, their direction can be altered by what console they're going on. Monster Hunter started out on PS2 and had a focus on realistic graphics for the most part. Like, you had some little elemental effects, but it was mostly like realistic textures and everything. And it was a solid foundation, right? Monster Hunter PS2. And then we never got a second PlayStation title at the time in terms of like PlayStation 2. I think it went straight to PSP And then after that, there was a shift to the Wii. And then they did those like live action Monster Hunter commercials. There's hunting, and then there's monster hunting. And those were kind of fun. But by going to the Wii, the graphics kind of had a downgrade and it got slightly more cartoony. And I think that was fine, but I think about the trajectory it could have had if Monster Hunter had stayed with PlayStation and actually went on PlayStation 3 instead of PSP or on the Wii. And then it would have had like the gorgeous, gorgeous graphics it could have had that long ago, in my opinion. Instead, it kind of took us until, what, Monster Hunter World to get like thorough PC graphics, like thorough realistic graphics.
I mean, if it was PS3, it would have just been brown. Brown and bloom.
What does that mean? Brown and bloom.
That was that entire era of gaming, brown and bloom.
Oh, okay. Sure.
When realistic meant brown.
I never heard of that before. Is that actually a thing?
Really? Yes, every goddamn game on the PS3 and like the general era of like the transition from like Xbox to Xbox 360, every goddamn game was just brown and had excessive amounts of bloom.
Things I didn't expect to learn. Like, this is why I like having guest hosts. I learned so much from all of you.
Yeah.
So-
Just seriously, Google realism is brown.
I have to write that down. So I'm gonna try, like, I don't know a lot of games off the top of my head, but I'm gonna assume Resistance Fall of Man was kind of brown because it was a war thing. Oh shit, never mind. FMV. That dragon roar is amazing.
Turbo widescreen.
That was ultra wide. So, okay. Can we talk PS3 games for a second?
Yeah.
So, Resistance Fall of Man, I assume it was brown because it was like a war game that turned into aliens.
Yeah, I should say that you could talk PS3. I have literally only played Legend of Dragoon as a PlayStation game.
Okay. Well, it does have some brown in it, so I guess if a PS1 re-release counts. There was also Motorstorm. Motorstorm was the brownest, I'm sure, because Motorstorm, before it really caught on with its sequel, Pacific Rift, Motorstorm was just about the dirt and the mud and the canyon. So it was brown, a tint of orange or red here and there, mostly just brown, dark brown. Lots of mud, lots of dirt. It was actually one of the highlights. Like, I remember playing the demo. I was obsessed with the Motorstorm demo because I would go into, number one, I'm turning the controller to turn the car, and it was really hard. Didn't end up sticking with that, but it was still interesting. And then I was also doing the cockpit view, and in the cockpit view, if you're driving behind another car, their wheels are kicking up mud, and the mud's getting on your screen. And you don't have windshield wipers, so you just had to deal with it or go back into regular view like a low-class player.
Yeah.
And it was all about the mud. I loved the mud theme entirely. And that's why I think, while a lot of people liked Motorstorm Pacific Rift, I didn't, in the context that I wanted more mud gameplay. I wanted to deal more with the mud and the canyon and the rocky stuff. While what they did is, they kind of kept a little bit of that, but it was really watered down because they added water and also lava levels. So they just got into a really elemental space. There was earth, air, fire, and water levels. And I think that was a great branching out, and also monster trucks. But I really wanted more of the mud gameplay to be refined, and I never got to really see that. So that was my little sorrow about MotorStorm. But interestingly, they made an Arctic Edge for like PS2, which was really weird. And they also made Apocalypse, which was like a copy of Split Second when all the Apocalypse racetrack games were coming out with like the destructible levels, and each lap is a little different. And then after that, they also had MotorStorm RC. I guess I'm not supposed to go here. MotorStorm RC. I'm actually kind of a fan of RC games. I grew up playing 3D Ultra Radio Control Racers from like Sierra or somebody. I loved that game so much. So much. The sound effects were fun. The narrator was fun. The races themselves were fun. I loved it so much, and I wish there was more of that. And then MotorStorm RC, and it's like, oh, this is a great game. I love this.
This 3D Ultra Radio Control Racers.
Yeah.
What?
I used to call it 3D Ultra RC Racers, for short. What's the shortest way to say that? 3D URCA.
This is reminding me of Revolt.
That would be 3 Durka for short. I played 3 Durka a lot as a kid. 3 Durka.
3 Durka. Have you ever played Revolt?
Only once. I didn't really get to play.
I
don't
played that a
remember
lot
it.
as a kid.
Yeah, I'm sure that was pretty popular. Wasn't it on like N64?
I played it on PC. I don't know.
Okay.
It was another like RC car racing game.
Chris has never played Monster Hunter. Oh, we gotta fix that.
I have only played Monster Hunter, the big open world one, and I got so goddamn annoyed at how often it took the control away from me that I just gave up.
The open world one?
I think it was Monster Hunter World. Not like open world, but like,
The game took
Yeah.
control away from you?
yeah.
Huh. Oh wait, it's time for the mouse mount. So many FMVs.
More turbo belts.
You know, Corey, you want to talk about a game that takes control away from you? Legend of Dragoon's doing that to me right now. This game sucks. What is the matter with this game? I can never move my character for more than 2 minutes without it trying to pull up another... I can't think of a funny acronym for FMV, but just pretend I said one. Fully mesmerizing video.
Yeah. Yeah, Chris, the PS3 was awful to code for. It had a pretty powerful CPU with what it did, but the problem is unique CPUs are not good because then everyone programming for them has to learn how to program for
Yeah.
that specific CPU.
It's complicated. It sucks. It has to really be
And-
worth it, in other words.
And and there is never a situation where being super good at programming for one CPU for one system is really good.
Yeah, like if they kept going with the technology, it might be a little different, but they didn't. I think Heavenly Sword would probably had a lot of brown in it too.
Every game from that era did. There's no exceptions.
Finally, we finally get to go talk to Queen Teresa. And after the Queen Teresa discussion, we will save. I think this is the part where we lose our best party member and gain our worst party member.
Who are you talking about?
I'm not even sure.
Yeah.
Oh, look, physical abuse. I can't wait to have them in my party. Oh, Miranda, you don't have to be perfect, but you have a big problem.
You ever tried therapy?
You know, it's amazing how many people see therapy as an insult. It really bewilders me.
Yeah.
Like, they can't, like, people who take offense at the therapy thing can't conceive of someone really wanting them to get better. They just assume the other person hates them or whatever because it's the internet. I don't know.
A lot of people use it as an insult too.
Yeah, it can be misused, but like, I don't know.
To be clear, I'm not using it as an insult here. I'm saying
Yes.
that Miranda needs some goddamn therapy.
Yeah, she really does. It is not a bad thing for her to get therapy. I feel like therapy should just be a requirement just in case. Like, everyone should get some basic therapy. If it turns out they've got nothing big going on, fine. But a lot of people just end up going without it when they could really use it.
Yeah.
I had to, because of low budget and like not being eligible for Medicaid for so long, I had to just rely on journaling for the longest time, which is something, but it really depends on the person. For me, it was a good placeholder, I guess. But it's a different thing to like write it than to get it out verbally. I don't know, there's something different between like typing and verbal speech.
And have someone who is qualified to actually help.
Yeah, like experienced. You can tell someone who cares about you all day long, but at the end of the day, you need someone with the experience to take what you said and help you transform it. All right, what are we doing? Oh yeah, we gotta go find. I forgot about Shauna. I'm so sorry. I don't normally do that. Also, I think I've shifted a little from like bluish purple to reddish purple. I don't know what's going on with these colors. Maybe I'm transforming into a dragoon in slow motion.
Definitely transforming into a dragoon and not some kind of Willy Wonka bastardization of a human. It's Doom.
Doom metal.
Oh.
Hello. Came in right at the end. So Corey, I think what I have to do is I'll do our outro, and then like I'm gonna leave the stream on OBS for a few minutes extra, and let the YouTube stream catch up, and then when it catches up, I'll hit end stream on the YouTube side.
Fair enough.
Because if I end it just on OBS, it might cut them off early, and they won't know why.
Yeah. For reference, the YouTube stream is currently just getting some strange character with blonde hair. I don't think I've ever seen them before, which is weird because I played this game
Yeah,
like
who
a
is
few
that?
times at least.
Who is that?
I don't know.
We have to do some research.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Check game facts or something.
With my skills, even I don't know if it's enough.
Yeah.
Hey, they bottled to render Congo here. At least they bottled to do that.
Yeah.
And that was like 8 characters.
That's a lot.
Other scenes
There's
there's only 6 characters and like, oh, we'll make Congo a sprite. But they could do it here.
Kongol's just too powerful to render a 3D model for sometimes.
Alright, so we're gonna go to the thingy. Okay. I don't think there was anything in the weapon shop I really needed for those other characters. It was just... Did I not equip the breastplate? Oh, wait, I can get a jewel crown for, Maru. And I guess Shauna already has one. Miranda, whoever. Yeah, Congo didn't get the breastplate. Okay, let me fix that. Interesting. What were you saying?
I just said, how dare you?
Yeah. Well, look at the breastplate. I think it's different because in retail, every Congo armor like torso upgrade gives him more DF, but like less magical defense. So for maximal magic defense, you got to give him like let him stay on the lion fur or whatever it is that he starts with until you get the high-end torsos. But here, he actually gets a whole extra 2 MDF more on the breastplate. So we're buying that so he can have the MDF he needs. Every point matters. When it's like 12 to 14, that's a big leap.
Yeah, Chris, I agree with you 100%. Like, there's definitely a generational divide there.
Yeah.
Like, as we kind of progress as a society, you know, these people grew up, like, you know, basically, you know, the bootstrap generation, like,
Yeah.
pull yourself up, like,
Product of their time.
yeah,
It's like a toxic
And-
form of self-sustainability.
yeah.
Like,
It's like, you know, the world's out to get you, and you're on your own.
own it, handle it yourself, limit your feelings to stay level-headed or whatever that's supposed to mean.
Yeah. Anyway, this is a PSA. If you need help, get it.
Yeah,
There is nothing shameful in that.
it's
Just do it.
it's not good to
Call a therapist.
it's not good to stay in a
Get
bad
help.
state.
Yeah.
What was I doing? Oh, I'm gonna check my quest marker. So I do need to go to the Forest of Wingley, so that means we'll cut it off here. So for everyone watching, as you're seeing this, you're probably seeing the stream on a delay right now because of the buffering that was happening. So instead of the time cutting, it just picked up where it left off, and now there's a large time delay. So I'm gonna do the outro, and then instead of ending the stream, I'm gonna wait until it catches up on YouTube's end, and then I'll end the stream, and it should cut right at the end. So thank you all so much. Monoxide, Corey, you want to do some self-promotion before we go?
Yeah, I've got. I've been making a real effort to like post more on my Ko-fi account, profile, whatever, and also do like some subscriber only stuff for the first little bit. We got some really big stuff happening lately with the script disassembler, and you know, I've been working on some stuff that people have been asking for a real long time. So if you want to see that ahead of the crowd, my Ko-fi subscription link, whatever, will be in the chat eventually. Ko-fi.com/Monoxide.
Okay.
And yeah.
Sounds awesome. Until next week, everybody. I'm Drew Universe here with Corey. Thanks so much for joining us for another 2 hours of madness with the JP demo. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, see you everyone.